Whenever I would get a little bit tipsy or feel good, I would have zero shame. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Since you guys have really been responding to some of my more difficult experiences that I've dealt with in my life, in today's video, I wanted to open up about another topic, a big topic, a controversial topic, alcoholism. As some of you may know, I am currently sober, and I honestly haven't had a drink or have desired to have a drink for almost 3 years. But, I have to tell you, and for those of you who have been following my career, there was definitely a time in my early 20s where, I was here living in Los Angeles, and I guess I caught, to put it lightly, the clubbing bug. More like I caught the drink every night, numb myself bug. I ended up on TMZ every single morning, and you would see me stumbling out of clubs and basically embarrassing myself, the whole thing. So, I'm basically going to tell you guys about that time in my life and how it led me to the decision to basically stop drinking altogether. When I was younger, I remember my dad drinking a lot, and my mom always joked about basically we can't talk to my dad until it's 5 p.m. or later. 5 p.m. was when, it all started for him. When he was drinking, he was able to socialize, he wasn't in a bad mood, and so that was the time. I never really had like college years. I was never part of a sorority. Every summer it'd be just me dancing, traveling to England, and just focusing on my competitive ballroom dance career. I never drank. The one time I started drinking, I remember it was a Smirnoff Ice. I was 18 years old. It was during the debutante's ball my mom threw for me. You can definitely find that video here on my YouTube channel. That Smirnoff Ice tasted delicious, and it got me in like a happy state. So cut to 2006. Basically, I get the call, I moved to Los Angeles, and, this was a whole nother world for me. I never in my whole life knew, about like the Hollywood life. Every Monday nights after the live show, it's a big celebration. We all, for the most part, went out afterwards, went to like all the hot spots. Back then it was like, where are we going after? So it was like an ongoing thing. I was very well known as the TMZ Dancing with the Bars girl for quite some time. It's hard to shake off a reputation like that, may I add.
Cheryl Burke used to be your girlfriend.
Yeah,
correct?
At one point.
She's out all the time and she's always drinking.
I know. That's why they broke up.
Yeah.
I was still and am still very introverted, and to have all that attention as far as like people yelling your name, like it's just so weird. I don't think I'll ever get used to it. It was easier for me to numb by using alcohol and kind of like enjoying it, like having my alter ego, which is never the best side of me. But anyway, that came out, that version of Cheryl came out. So basically, I talk about this like as if it's funny and lighthearted, but really it's because I'm very nervous about talking about the fact that for me, I am an addict. I feel like it's a self-diagnosis, and I do believe that I am, and I do believe that I have a problem with alcohol. Today, I can say that I've been sober for almost 3 years, but prior to that, since we're talking about, the journey till now, it wasn't something that I was proud of. I wasn't proud of the fact that like our EP at the time would come to me and be like, Cheryl, can you find the back door? Like, how many days in a row are you going to be on TMZ stumbling out of a nightclub? Basically, like whenever I would get a little bit tipsy or feel good, I would have zero shame, I guess. I wouldn't be shy. I was the opposite of introverted. All of a sudden I'd go up to people like P. Diddy and be like, I'm such a huge fan, and make an ass of myself. And that was the train that I was on. And then, another memorable, I guess, time when I was drinking because I had so much anxiety was when I got asked to co-host E! News. Jason Kennedy was the host, and I remember during a commercial break I was so nervous, and that I had my assistant hold a shot of tequila for me that we brought from my house in a little plastic cup or paper cup, and I remember taking a quick shot just to like get over the nerves, and then Jason Kennedy and our mics were hot, mind you, saying, Cheryl, is that tequila? My heart sank, and I just remember like I haven't gotten a call since then, and I know I didn't do a bad job, but the fact that I needed alcohol to like, or the fact that I thought I needed alcohol to be able to co-host a quick e-news show for like less than 30 minutes was kind of ridiculous. Now that I look back at it, literally for 10 years, I just continued on my dancing with the Stars career, but also my club career as a club goer and who can drink the most goer. And it's just one big like fuzzy memory for me. Then cut to around like 2014, I guess, I started slowing down a little bit. I realized the after effects of alcohol and how it started making me feel really depressed, and that I could never get to that good drunk anymore. It was like all I had to do was pee. No matter how much Tito's and club soda I drank, it didn't matter. Like I wouldn't even feel anything, and that was scary. And so as much as it's really hard to admit, right, to yourself that you have a problem, I still would go to therapy, but the therapy wouldn't be about the alcoholism. It would be more about like my boy problems, or like, the divorce or the trauma that I suffered, as far as emotional abuse, physical abuse. Another video you can see here on my channel as well. So yeah, this is Cheryl Burke Uncensored after all. So yeah, and I joke about it, like I don't remember anything, but like I don't remember certain things because I was drunk and I was numbing, and I don't even remember going on tour on Dancing with the Stars. Like some moments that like people to this day, some of the dancers be like, do you remember when we did this? I'm like, I have no idea. So cut to Matt and I get back together. I'm still drinking, but this time he sees a different side of me. It's not this like wild party girl. It's like the Cheryl who doesn't want to leave her house, but she will still drink anyone under the table. But this time in a top knot with no eyelashes on or no makeup on, just what you see is what you get. He did mention that he was a little worried about my drinking and how much basically I could just consume without even it affecting me. So I was what they call a functioning alcoholic. So like he would see me down like what it looked like to be water, but it was vodka soda and nothing affecting me. And then I remember we got engaged, or first before that, unfortunately, my father passed away. I'm sure I will do a video about this in the near future. But my dad, as I said in the beginning of this video, was an alcoholic. And we always would talk about how like we could hold our liquor, like nobody can drink us under the table. So that was something we had in common. In my head, I was thinking to myself, like, look, I could either continue on and drink and numb my feelings and not mourn, and then fall down this slippery slope, check myself into rehab, lose my relationship with Matt most likely for the second time because of alcohol, or I can just stop. And I remember when it was my birthday, and I tried to have one drink, and all of a sudden I became flush, bursting out into hives, I don't know what it was. It must have been all the years of just like numbing and not feeling my feelings, because I would smell alcohol and I literally would just turn red everywhere. And they do say your body changes every 7 years. Mine definitely changes, and it changes drastically. But then I just decided to quit. It wasn't like a big thing. It wasn't an announcement. I didn't even tell my husband, but we got engaged. Kim and Robert were nice enough to host a party for us. Definitely going to do a video about this soon, so stay tuned. I tried to do a fireball shot, and I remember again, like, I don't know if it was my subconscious or what it was, but then again, I just felt really hot, and I was like, I cannot take pictures looking like a tomato, so I just decided to stop. And then I remember feeling good every day that would go by that I decided to stop drinking alcohol, but I don't remember telling Matt ever. Like, there was no real formal announcement, and I do believe that that's the secret. For those of you who don't know how to stop or don't want to feel pressured into stopping by announcing it to the world, I suggest you don't. Just make a promise to yourself, or just take it day by day, because honestly, it is one day at a time. And if you do fall off the wagon again, don't hate yourself, don't shame yourself. Like, it's, the fact that you're even admitting it or even trying to stop, even just for a couple days, or for a month, you have to like show yourself some compassion, because like when you punish yourself, that's when you will want to continue to numb and fall down that slippery slope. Okay, so I'm going to end it right here for today. But again, I just want to thank you guys so much. And I truly, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate all of you for letting this be an outlet for me where I can just speak openly about things like this. You know, it truly helps me so much. It's so therapeutic, and I hope that it helps some of you as well. I always want to be open about my experiences that I've had and how they've affected my mental health, because to be honest, there is such a stigma around these things. And you know, the only way that we can really get through this and get past it is by continuing to, you know, communicate, bring awareness, and just talk to each other openly about these types of issues. So I'll make sure to include, you know, for those of you that just don't know where to start, I'll include some resources below for those that may be struggling, you know, whether it be struggling with alcoholism, addiction, mental health, etc. Please, this is the one thing I want to get through to you guys. Remember that you are not alone. You really are not alone. And there's so many options, especially right now, when it comes to just getting help. So know that you can get help. You don't need to have all the money in the world. You don't need to know people. We all can get help if we really want to.